Check me out tomorrow from the Naked Gun actor Leslie Nielsen. He'll probably be talking about his book, right? Yes. Carol Suskind in the house, very funny comedian. Sitting in with the posse, saxophonist Everett Harp, and actress Amy Irving. Fun night. Please check us out. My first guest, oh God, he uses comedy like Sharon Stone uses an ice pick. You know? He's bad. Please welcome Dennis Miller.
Now, I walked in backstage late, and I thought I heard you say that a woman cut a guy's crank off while he was asleep.
Yeah.
You know, I cannot sleep through a car alarm in my neighborhood. What are the courts?
Oh, it woke him up. It was the ultimate wake-up call.
Yeah. What kind of money can the courts give a guy to make up for that? Maybe a roll of quarters. But you know, folks... Or, in my case, Kennedy halves. But you know, kids...
You've been traveling, man. Vegas?
Yeah, I spent the last couple months in Las Vegas and Paris, which I believe is the cultural equivalent of a groin pull. I was in Las Vegas at the Las Vegas Hilton. That's where Elvis became famous. And I went up and I had a private tour of Elvis's suite, and that Percodan blue is just a beautiful color. Really. I love Las Vegas. There's always lots to do there. I went to the Riddick Bowe Hume Cronin heavyweight title fight, and Jessica Tandy had to pull out at the last minute, pulled a quad, and then I was playing a lot of blackjack. I'm not very good at it. I saw more 14s than Polanski. But the key to the story is... Come on, kids. Follow me along here. And then from there, I went to Paris, where I spent close to 6 weeks. That was a great time. My family and I went over there.
Now, what's in Paris?
You know, I feel like such an American. As a comedian, you make your living on this tour of small towns throughout America. It's a nice way to learn about people in a way, but I feel like such a quintessential American. I don't know anything about anybody else's way of life, and I was trying to think of a place that was completely different in a way, and France seemed like it. You know, I didn't want to go to the Amazon rainforest, but I wanted a place where there was a different language and where they thought differently than us. And the French are, in many ways, diametrically opposed to us. I mean, I think in some ways the French just hate our guts. I think they look at us and they see one big collective Max Baer Jr. bearing down on them. You know, I mean, they really think we're backward. And, you know, while we might be hicks, at least we're hicks who attend to our armpits more frequently than once every time the comet Kohoutek is in the solar system. You know, these people avoid showers like a blonde at the Bates Motel. They, just amazing to me how, you know, they had to invent perfume. It wasn't an augmentation, it was a defense mechanism. These people used to do each other a favor when they guillotined each other. They just, you know, it's a tough joint over there. And, you know, I came back from Paris and on my plane, they had to film Swing Kids. You seen this?
Oh, yeah.
What a great film. Group of wacky young teens just dancing their Nazi blues away, huh? Hey, here comes Hitler, the penultimate evil on the planet. What do we do? Dance! He's fleeing! He's fleeing! You know, so then they had a preview for a Weekend at Bernie's 2. Can you believe this? The guy's dead. Evidently, they've extracted some of his DNA from some fossilized amber, and they were... It's kind of a complex story. Thank you. You come back to America, though, and you're immediately sunk right back into the American experience at customs, where... Well, I'm always very cautious when I go through customs because, you know, those border guards are looking for the slightest excuse to get in your ass with a flashlight. So I'm always... Hey, what is that, a hat? Spread them. Okay. Easy, Dr. Procto. Get the feeling you guys are renting Midnight Express a little too frequently. And... Always have... It's so crowded at Customs with all these Morlocks just walking around like Night of the Living Dead, you know, and you always get that one guy who uses his like complete puzzlement and bafflement to walk right to the front of the line. He just walks up and steps in front of you and you go, "Excuse me." You tap him on the shoulder and point it out to him. He goes, oh, is this a line? Well, you know, it used to be a line. Now it's a loosely affiliated group of human beings who think you're a major pain in the ass, all right? So, all in all, nice to be back, though.
And, you know, I've always wanted to ask somebody, and I've never traveled to France. You always hear about Jerry Lewis being, like, really popular there. Is that true?
Well, you know, it's weird to me because on one hand, I know the French fancy themselves the most evolved culture on the planet. On the other hand, you're correct. They do speak of Lewis in, like, Ubermenchian tones, and I don't know, I'm always puzzled by that because to me, Jerry Lewis has made a living acting in public like most of us act in the shower. So I never really understood that.
Yeah. Let's take a quick commercial. We'll come right back with more Dennis Miller. Okay.
My favorite song.
Yeah.
Helter, now, did you know that's my favorite song, Helter Skelter?
No, just felt like you.
I love that. That's the love theme from Charles Manson. The Beatles have come out with more remastered CDs, and from a cell in California today, Manson said, you know, the clarity on these CDs is just amazing, and I guess in retrospect, they probably weren't talking to me on the albums. I must have just had a blown speaker wire or something. I feel like such an idiot. Can I split?
Universal Amphitheater on July 23rd, you here in L.A.
Yeah, with Rita Rudner over at the Amphitheater.
Oh, she's funny.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're wrestling, though. We're not doing comedy.
Oh.
And,
Taj Mahal in Atlantic City, New Jersey, August 6th and 7th.
Yeah.
Who are you with?
At the Taj Mahal, Haji from Johnny Quest. And, and he's not wearing the turban anymore.
Is Hilton again?
Yeah, I'm back at the Las Vegas Hilton. I haunt the place.
August 14th, 7th.
Yeah, so that's what I've got coming up. And what are we talking about? What's in? See your president today? Beach in Hawaii? Whoa. I thought it was an ad for Free Willy. Oh, man. Billy. Come on. Let's get somebody from the Secret Service to throw their body between him and the fridge door. Okay? Those aren't laser on his neck. They were onion rings. At least he had the boxer trunks on. Thank God he spared me that. I don't need to see my president in one of those thong bikinis. All right. We'll leave the walk softly big stick thing to Teddy Roosevelt. Thank you.
Are you happy with the job he's doing and how he's representing us?
Well, you know, I was out of town. I was out of the country when this thing in L.A. happened. Mm-hmm. Now there's a bit of revisionism come about. David Gergen, who's the new flack for the president, says that I guess he's getting the word out that no air traffic was delayed and all that. You know, they're somebody's trying to take the blow for him now. It's like
the whole haircut thing.
Yeah. Gergen's stepping in saying I'm Spartacus. He's trying to take the heat for him. But the fact is that you know, $200 haircuts on the tarmac at LAX. This is what kind of narcissistic Donald Trump bullshit is that? You know, this is not the reason. This is not the reason he's there. And now he's going to wake up, and we're all going to buy it because we deal in symbols. But the simple fact is, he did go out, he did park the plane. Everybody's going to say now, well, he didn't have anything to do with it. But, you know, follicles do not a great leader make. Gandhi shaved his head, okay? This guy's getting his highlights done by Louis Licari. Ross Perot has not spent $200 on his head in an entire 60-year existence on this planet. And you know something? To be honest, to be brutally honest with the president, if that's going to be his modus operandi for the next 4 years, well, then he's got his head jammed so far up his ass, we can't see his haircut anyway. So,
That's what I think I was talking about. I was
But you know, I'm amazed at how easily deceived we are in this country. Now, he was the worst guy on the planet around a month ago. He brings Gergen aboard because he sees his ratings going down to 33%. Gergen gives access to the press. The press is now appeased. They had their little egos hurt that they weren't allowed in certain parts of the White House. Now they're happy that they get back into these hidden rooms. They write nicely about him. We think he's a bad guy. When are we going to wake up? We miss the point so badly. It's a horrid little system in Washington, D.C. You have guys like Bob Dole, who have no chance to be president, jilted lovers who now wield incredible power down there, use it to get in the middle of anything constructive, and yet we always assume that the Republicans and the Democrats are going to step in and save it, and that's just not it. We need a pragmatist. He might not be Perot, but we need somebody who doesn't know the rules, a clumsy little man who would stumble around in there with a floodlight and show us how screwed up it is down there. That's what we need. And you know who the happiest guy in the world is about the job Clinton do is Bush. You know, Bush is out of his mind. He's sitting down there in Houston in his undies, smoking a bong, watching C-SPAN. He's just like, oh, Christ, this is brilliant. Barbara, get in here, dig this. Bring me a Corona, honey. Wow. Hey. You got any bridge mix?
One more issue. What do you think about the whole gays in the military thing?
I think they ought to make the entire Navy gay, okay? You'd have some clean ships there. They'd be eating off those cannon. Bring the helicopter into the pad, big doily sitting on it. That is a... Now the gays will be up in arms that I think they're cleanliness. You know what I mean? This is how crazy it's got in this country. Everybody's broken off into these petulant little Travis Bickle tribes, constantly walking the perimeter of their damaged self-esteem, ever vigilant against an incursion by they, them, the other guys, you know? Everybody's so uptight, everybody but me. I'm the white Anglo-Saxon male. I'm everybody's ass, you know? Black people think I'm physically deficient and oppressive. Women think I'm oafish and horny. You know, Asians think I'm lazy and stupid. You think you got an axe to grind. I'm Paul Bunyan over here, okay?
Thank you for coming back, man.
Good to see you, Arsenio.
Anytime you want to stop by,
nice
please come back. Dennis Miller and the